I failed before. Why will this time be any different? Who do I think I am? How long can I keep this up? I messed up again. I might as well just quit. Why do I think I can do this? Do I even deserve this? Hey guys, it's Robbie here, and this is FrekiFitWolf. Do those questions sound familiar? I think all of us can understand and have this battle with our own inner saboteur. I know I've been watching Let's Get Fit with Sandy, and she is talking about fighting self-doubt a lot this week. And it really got me thinking, because I've been there. I'm there very often. I have those thoughts throughout my life about many things, but especially on this weight loss journey. And it can be hard. Overcoming our own self-doubt is very hard. I have a quote actually from RuPaul. She was talking to one of the contestants on her show, RuPaul's Drag Race, and she says, "I feel like you are being your own inner saboteur. Sure, the outside world may fuel it, but ultimately, whatever is holding you back is in your head, and sometimes the best you can do is to tell that little voice to shut it." And that's powerful. That is a huge thing to be aware of, and kudos to Sandy for being aware of the fact that it is her own inner doubt that is preventing her from feeling and achieving what she wants to achieve, and neglecting all that she has achieved. And that I am guilty of a lot. And so for me, I started researching online, like as far as what can be a cause for this self-doubt, these inner saboteurs, what can cause that, and how can we better overcome it? Because it's very easy to just say, yeah, that's just my self-doubt, I'm gonna move on. How do we do that? Despite all of the people that we have in our lives that are encouraging, especially for people like myself and like Sandy, who have these YouTube channels and have you guys supporting us, we get so much positive feedback from you all, and it's super helpful. But ultimately, it's what's going on in here that we've got to combat. And so I was looking up reasons why, what causes this, and a lot of them kind of hit home for me. So a lot of it can be past experiences or mistakes. I've lost 140 pounds before, and then I gained it all back. I've messed up thousands of times throughout my life of trying, maybe not thousands, hundreds of times while I've been trying to lose weight. So yeah, that all comes rearing its ugly head whenever I start feeling happy or confident about the successes I've had. And another one is comparing yourself to others. That happens so often. Luckily, I try not to do it as much anymore. I've kind of grown away from that, but still sometimes I find myself, I'm like, well, he lost weight super quick and it's been over a year and I'm not as far as they have. I see other YouTubers that, have had faster results or this or that, and it's so easy to compare yourself to somebody else, and that's not going to accomplish anything either. And then I came across imposter syndrome. And that one hit home hardcore. Definitely look it up, imposter syndrome, because you guys might be able to relate. I know I definitely can. Basically, it's a feeling that you don't deserve any of your accomplishments, and you don't want to come across as appearing aggressive or ambitious or braggy. I'm big on that. Whether it's with the weight loss community or with, say even at work, somebody compliments something I do, my instinct is to downplay it. Like, yeah, but it could be better. Point out what is wrong, what I haven't accomplished, rather than just accepting it. And that can be very hard. And so that one really struck with me and started looking deeper into that. And a lot of that has to do with self-love and really, truly loving yourself and all of yourself, your body and your mind. And that is hard for someone like me. I'm sure for like many of you. I envy the people that just naturally love themselves. I'm truly envious. But for someone like me, I always grew up being the fat dorky guy. I was the kid that, couldn't do well in gym, couldn't play sports, got decent grades, wasn't really funny, wasn't really smart, all of that stuff. And because of that and the environment that I grew up in, it led me to not really love and appreciate myself. And in many aspects of life, even with weight loss and trying to get better, it's trained me to instinctively think that I'm not good enough, that I don't deserve something. Somebody, like, say in the dating world, somebody flirts with me. I question why they are, because I don't feel like I deserve it. All of you guys that watch my videos and comment and show such love and support, it's very hard for me to just accept that. In my head, in the back of my mind, being honest right now, and I know it's not true, but my brain will think this way, that it's like I must just give off something different when I'm on camera. I don't actually deserve that kind of love or that kind of appreciation. Friendships, relationships, all of this happens, and a lot of it comes from not loving myself. And I definitely have to look deeper into why I don't love myself as much as I want to. And I am definitely on this journey, sharing my life with you guys. I have learned how to a lot more than I used to be able to. The thumbnail for this video, and if you're on my Instagram or my Facebook group, you saw I posted a picture. It's a white outline of my naked body. It shows my fat rolls, it shows the lumps and bumps, and it's a white outline, so don't worry, you're not gonna see any of my naughty bits. But I decided to make something like that to really get a view of myself. No, it's not the silhouette that I want of my body, but it's still me, and I love me, and I deserve to be happy. And eventually, yes, I'll have the silhouette that I want. I can guarantee that. And that's just step one for me as far as combating self-doubt. Your inner saboteur, getting down to the why you're sabotaging yourself, why you're doubting yourself. That's important. And I also have 6 other steps as far as combating your inner saboteur. So first one is talk back to yourself. Literally, when those thoughts start popping up, the why do I think I can do this? I'm not gonna succeed. When those start coming up, talk back to yourself. Be like, shut up, self. Or give yourself a nickname, Bob. I hate the name Bob, so I call my inner saboteur Bob. But like, shut up, Bob. I can do this. I will do this. You're a jerk. Leave me alone. I mean, just whatever you want to do to argue with yourself so that you are combating those negative thoughts rather than letting them grow and spiral. Because they start with just like a little whisper, and then they start getting louder, and next thing you know, they're screaming, and that's all you can think about. Same like if you've ever binge eaten, how it starts with that small little tingle in your brain that you want to go do that and you're trying not to. It's the same thing when it comes to self-doubt. The next one, number 2, is think of past accomplishments. So big or small, we have all accomplished something. And usually that something has started with something we doubted we could do. And I'll admit, like, as I was writing what I wanted to talk about, this one was kind of hard for me. Like, what have I accomplished? Because my self-doubt starts kicking in. First thing I started to write was like, graduating beauty school and becoming a stylist, and I have all these clientele. And then I start thinking of all the things that I'm not great in the hair world. I'm not great with updos. I'm not great with fancy styles. I haven't done a lot of this super, super elaborate colors except for like stuff like this. And I have to tell myself, again, I have to combat that, but dude, look, you've made it this far. You have all these clientele. You have things that you can do better than other people. And that goes along with that imposter syndrome. It's hard to think something like that because it feels like it's bragging and it feels like it's wrong. And I want to get down, for me, I'm going to have to look into it. but down to why that feels wrong. But if you keep looking, you can find things that are things that you didn't think you could do. For me, like I said, hair, even gaming, like I like playing video games. I'm not great at them, but I have fun. And so there are some that I am good at. It's hard to accept that I am good at it, but I am. And so that's an accomplishment, because especially when I started, guarantee I was horrible. And even something as simple as a recipe, like cooking isn't an easy skill. It's not something that anybody can just pick up right off the bat and be able to do. So accomplishing that is something. Learning to drive. There's so many things in our lives that we've accomplished that we just kind of overlook because it's common or we don't think it's special, but it is. And you can apply that to other things. The next one, number 3, is get an outside perspective. Talk to your friends about what's going on in your world. And I know a lot of people aren't comfortable with that, so talk to people online. There are Facebook groups, especially some of them are set to private, so nobody even knows you're in there, and you can talk to people and reach out. Reach out to me, feel free to. I know Denise over at Dish with D, she's willing to talk to people if they reach out, and Sandy I'm sure would as well. Reach out to somebody and talk to them, and then also talk to a therapist. Nothing is wrong with therapy, even if it's something as simple as I have all these self-doubts on my weight loss journey. There are so many factors behind this that sometimes it might actually take some therapy. I'm actually considering it myself. It's not cheap, so I'm going to be looking into it. But I've been through it a lot as a teenager, but that was teenager and young adult, but that was a lot to do with general depression and suicidal tendencies and things like that I have still battling, but I've gotten help with those. But sometimes there's other factors, and these factors might be part of them. So reach out, get support, get an outside perspective, so it's not just what your brain is cooking up. And speaking of what your brain's cooking up, I'm skipping one and I'll go back to it. So number 5 technically, but we can say it's number 4, is break it down and get real. So journaling or even just writing out the facts can be a huge help. If you just break down the facts of what is going on. I start doubting if I can actually continue doing this. My brain starts throwing in all these emotions, all this anxiety, all this stress, all this self-doubt, and being an inner saboteur. That all gets thrown in, but you take all the emotions out and it's just facts. Fact 1, can I eat these points the rest of my life? I'm capable of doing that. Can I track the rest of my life? Yeah, I'm able to do it. I'm physically able to do it. You start taking out the emotions and it helps. So that is number 5. Going back to number 4, focus on optimism. So I find myself a lot when I am going down a dark path and going down self-doubt or depression in general, I tend to want to leech on to negative things, which is horrible. I start playing, depressing songs and things like that just enhance it. So instead of reaching for that stuff, reach for positive things. Watch YouTubers, watch different weight loss programs, listen to podcasts, read a good book, and not just having to do with weight loss, positivity in general and motivation in general. There are some amazing podcasts out there that are fantastic for it. Or if you just search online, there's amazing self-help books. Take some time, take 20 minutes and just center yourself around that. Listen to that, and that can slowly change your perspective and help. And then the last one I have is number 6, celebrate small wins. A lot of times on this journey, we get overwhelmed by our goals, by our end term goals. And I know I've mentioned, non-scale victories before and small wins before, but it's worth mentioning again right now because I know that's something that Sandy's struggling with. She's focusing on, that goal weight and even thinking about changing the goal weight and reassessing. And that's something I think we all have a right to do. But if along this journey, if we can celebrate the small stuff, you know, for me, weight loss is very slow. So if I can celebrate 5 pounds, that's fantastic, because that 5 pounds may be, you know, a month's worth of work. But that is something to celebrate and as an accomplishment, sorry. But so that really helps. Like, you know, when I was sick, I ended up gaining 15 pounds and my brain wants to focus on that. But I'm still down, I forgot the exact number. I think I'm down 54 pounds. 54. Break that up into 5 pound increments. That is a whole lot of accomplishment that just happened. That's a lot. And instead of comparing myself to somebody else because they lost it quicker, the time frame doesn't matter. Why does it matter? Can you think of one logical reason why it matters? It doesn't. So even if it is taking me longer than other people, especially guys in the weight loss community, all the time, like when I talk about a good win, it was a lot of hard work for me, and it doesn't happen often, but a lot of times then people will be like, oh, well, you're a guy, it comes off easier. It doesn't for me. And so I compare myself to a lot of the other guys. I see them and I'm like, holy cow, why can't I do that? It doesn't matter how long it took me. This 54 pounds that I'm at right now, I'm gonna laugh if it's a different number, but that poundage that I am at right now, breaking that up into 5 pound increments, that is a ton of wins. Let's say 10 pounds. That's five wins right there over the past year, 5 major wins. I think that's fantastic. So those things will help in the long run to help combat your inner saboteur. And I've been talking for a long time now. So on that note, hopefully you find this video helpful. I found doing this type of research very helpful, very insightful to my own self. So hopefully it does with you guys. And with that, I'm going to call it a day. So thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, all that fun stuff. And I will talk to you guys on Sunday when I do my weigh-in.